Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be breaking down the NBA slate for Thursday, February 16th. We only got 2 games on this slate for today. This is the last slate before the All-Star break, so I won't have a video up until next Thursday. There aren't going to be any games on for another week, so no video until next Thursday. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into it. Alright, starting off at point guard, your most expensive point guard on this slate is John Wall. He gets a terrific matchup against Indiana. They're not great defensively. Wall is definitely in play, even at $51. He's probably the top stud on this slate. It's going to be hard to fit a lot of studs in on the slate because just by looking at it, there isn't much value on this slate. But Wall is definitely in play if you can find some good value plays to go with him. Isaiah Thomas gets a pretty decent matchup against Chicago. He's definitely in play. If I were you, I'd just try and find the extra dollars to get Wall, but Thomas is fine. The guy I'm probably going to target, though, is Jeff Teague. He gets a terrific matchup against Washington. They're not great defensively, and Teague is way underpriced in my opinion. He's just been really consistent all year. He plays heavy minutes. I feel like he has a 30-point floor in this matchup, so I really like Teague. He's probably going to be the point guard that I try and go after. Marcus Smart is definitely in play at the mid-range. He gets a pretty solid matchup against the Bulls. He's been playing heavy minutes with Avery Bradley and Jaylen Brown out of the lineup, so Smart is definitely in play for value. Dwayne Wade is currently questionable for tomorrow's game. If he doesn't play, you can look towards Michael Carter-Williams for value. He's definitely in play as a value play if Wade is out. Rajon Rondo, probably not going to go there. Even if Wade is out, I don't think that really affects Rondo. That probably helps Carter-Williams more. And yeah, that's pretty much it for point guards, guys. You pretty much have about 4 playable point guards. The only ones I'm really going to be looking at are Wall, Thomas, Teague, Smart, and maybe Carter-Williams if D-Wade doesn't play, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, let's just go ahead and move on to shooting guard. Alright, your top shooting guard on this slate is Bradley Beal. He gets a terrific matchup against the Pacers. Beal is definitely going to be the shooting guard I go after. He's really the only shooting guard that I actually like on this slate. If D-Wade plays, then you can definitely look towards Wade, but Beal is probably going to be where I go. Like I said, this is a terrific matchup against Indiana, and Beal has just been really consistent all year, so he's going to be the shooting guard I target. If D-Wade plays, he's definitely in play, but he's questionable. I doubt the Bulls are going to jam Wade in one more game before the All-Star break. They'll probably just let him sit this one out. So I'm expecting Wade not to play, but if he does play, he's a fine play at $29. CJ Miles against Washington, I guess that's okay. I wouldn't use Miles in cash because he's not been very consistent this year, but when his shots fall in, he can put up 20 to 30 fantasy points, so he's fine for tournaments. But for cash games, I definitely wouldn't go there. And the other shooting guard I like is Monte Ellis. He's really been consistent lately. In his last 5 games, he's put up 22, 21, 23, 20, and 26 fantasy points, and he's played over 30 minutes in 3 of those games. At the minimum price, I definitely like Ellis on this slate. Like I said, it is a 2-game slate, so he is definitely in play. I wouldn't play Ellis on like a 10-game slate, but on 2-game slates, these are the kind of the plays you have to look at. So I like Ellis for value. He's going to be someone that I look at. Like I said, he's just been really consistent, and I feel like he can get you 20 fantasy points, which is pretty good for a $10 price tag. So Ellis is definitely in play for value. And yeah, that's pretty much it for shooting guards. The only shooting guards I'm going to target here are Beal, D-Wade if he plays, and Monte Ellis. Those are pretty much the only shooting guards I really like. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to small forward. Alright, your most expensive small forward on this slate is Jimmy Butler. This is a pretty solid matchup against Boston. Jed Crowder is a pretty solid defender, but Butler's actually been really consistent lately. I'm not really a big fan of that price tag. I feel like Butler's a little overpriced. But if D-Wade sits out this game, then Jimmy Butler will pretty much be running the offense. So I like Butler if Wade is out. But if Wade plays, I definitely don't think you have to play Butler. He's a little overpriced in my opinion. So I like him if Wade doesn't play. But if Wade does play, I'll just rather play Wade over Butler. Paul George against Washington, he's definitely somebody I'm going to be looking at. Washington's not great defensively, and George has really been consistent lately. He just plays heavy minutes, and he usually gets the job done, so George is definitely in play in this matchup. Otto Porter against Indiana, I doubt I'm going to go there. Porter's kind of been up and down lately, but he can definitely have big games, so I like him for tournaments, but for cash games, I probably wouldn't go there. Jay Crowder against the Bulls, that's a pretty decent matchup. Crowder's definitely in play. At only $23, he could easily hit value, so I like him for cash games. Another guy on the cheap end I would look at would be Doug McDermott. If D-Wade does not play in this game, you can definitely look towards McDermott for value. When his shots fall in, he can easily put up 25 to 30 fantasy points, so I like McDermott if D-Wade does not play. And that's pretty much it for all the small forwards. Like I said, Jimmy Butler's a fine play if Wade is out, but if Wade plays, I'm probably not going to go after Butler. I like PG-13. Porter is decent for tournaments, I guess. He has good upside, but he's kind of risky for cash games. I like Crowder for cash games. He managed to get the job done. And I like McDermott if D-Wade is out. But yeah, let's just go ahead and move on to power forward. Alright, at the top of the power forward list, you got Markieff Morris. He gets a terrific matchup against Indiana. They're not good defensively against the power forward. Morris is definitely going to be someone I look at. Even at $27, I feel like he could easily get you 30 fantasy points in this matchup. So I like Markieff. He's probably going to be the power forward I look at. Taj Gibson against Boston. That's a pretty decent matchup. Gibson really has been struggling lately, though, so I would probably only use him in tournaments. For cash games, I wouldn't go there. And one guy you can look at on the cheap end is Amir Johnson. I would probably never recommend Johnson on a full slate, but on 2-game slates, you have to look at these guys as plays. Obviously, he's very up and down. He doesn't play heavy minutes. Some nights he might play 25 minutes, and some nights he might only play 15 minutes. He has good upside, though, for tournaments. If he gets the minutes, he can put up 25 to 30 fantasy points, so he's in play for tournaments. But he's definitely way too risky for cash games, so I'm probably not going to go there in cash. But tournaments, he's a fine play. He has good upside. And yeah, that's pretty much it for power forward. Power forward's pretty gross on this slate. I really only feel good about Markieff. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only guy I'm going to be looking at. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to center. Alright, the top of the center list, you got Al Horford. He gets a terrific matchup against the Bulls. They're terrible defensively against the center. Horford is definitely in play for cash games. He's been very consistent all year. He should be able to get you 30 fantasy points in this matchup, so I like Horford for cash games. Also like Gortat for cash games. He gets a terrific matchup against Indiana. They're not good defensively against the center. And Gortat is way underpriced in my opinion. He's just been consistent all year, and he plays heavy minutes, so I like Gortat for cash games as well. And I also like Miles Turner for tournaments. And he's actually been really consistent this year, so you could look towards him for cash games. If I were you, though, I would just try and find the extra dollar to get Gortat. Gortat's a better play for cash. But for tournaments, Miles Turner does have really good upside. He can put up over 40 fantasy points. Robin Lopez against Boston, that's a pretty solid matchup. Boston isn't a good rebounding team. But Lopez has kind of been up and down this year, so I'm probably not going to look towards him. I definitely think you should pay up at center on the slate. Either go with Horford, Gortat, or Turner. And on the cheap end, I'm really liking Kelly Olynyk. He is way too cheap based on his recent production. He's been absolutely crushing value lately, and he's been playing pretty solid minutes. At the minimum price on Yahoo, he should easily be able to hit value. He's been really consistent lately, like I said, so I really like Olynyk. He's probably one of the top value plays on this slate. He's just way too cheap. And yeah, that's pretty much it for centers. The only guys I'm going to be targeting here are Horford, Gortat, Turner, and Olynyk. Don't really like any of the other ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a lineup I put together, and then I'll close it out. Alright guys, so this is a lineup I put together for the NBA slate on Thursday, February 16th. Real quickly before I end the video, I want to let you guys know that Yahoo is currently doing a referral program. If you click the first link in the description and sign up on Yahoo, they will reward you with 2,000 reward points, which is equivalent to $10. So if you guys have ever wanted to try out a new site, I recommend you try out Yahoo. It's the site that I mainly play on, and I really love it. I've been playing on it for 2 years, and it's definitely my favorite DFS site. So yeah, click that link in the description and sign up. And once you deposit funds and enter your first paid contest, they will reward you with 2,000 points. And you can use those points to enter other contests. Yeah, anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. If you never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to click the bell icon next to my YouTube name, and you'll get notifications whenever I upload. Yeah, we'll see you next Thursday. Enjoy the break, guys.